Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the KarQ, the KarQ Archives channel, where I do VOD reviews of stuff that happens on my stream at twitch.tv/KarQ. You're wondering why the fuck I'm wearing this right now? It's because I have terrible allergies right now, and everything that comes in my nose gets shot back out because I'm just sneezing like crazy. I've already sneezed over 200 times this stream, so I have this on. I look silly. Please ignore me. Anyways, doing a VOD review of this Roadhog. Hasiol, bendersbeard, who redeemed it for 50,000 stream points. If you want your gameplay reviewed by me on stream, come follow me at twitch.tv/KarQ. Build up the loyalty points, redeem it for 50,000 points. Let's see what we can do to help this Roadhog. Alright. Alright, so this is the meta. Is this the meta where Hog Zarya is still a thing? Because I think this past week when they sent the patch in. I don't know if anything got changed. This is after the nerf? Okay. What are the KarQ? This is my second channel. Anyways, ignore this. Once, like I said. Okay. So you're gonna run Hog Zarya and you're gonna force it. If your team kind of gets smoked, you're gonna have to switch to a shield tank or something. Okay, you just gave their Hanzo 17% ult charge. Nice. Okay, so pressure their shield for now. Yeah, that's fine. Watch out for the bubble. Don't give them too much energy. Honestly, if you can't find the hook angle here, you can pressure them straight up here. Honestly, that was fine. I was gonna say the other option is to obviously... Oh my god, you just got ridiculously owned here. When you play Hog on Route 66, so many Hogs flank down here and just go for the flank pull. I'm surprised. The fact that they took the entire 6 versus fight up here, up close, is means for you to play with your team here, because they don't have any like people playing on top of cafe. If they had some people like spread out where they're playing cafe, or like some people on top of gas station, then you can honestly like flank and go for plays like this. But the fact that they're all here is fine. So I'm fine with you like playing straight up and going off there. But you kind of got owned. Mistimed the shield. This Ryan just owned you straight up, and he did the side pin, and you got destroyed.
I am on fire! Everyone follow me! Hello.
Ahlan.
Okay.
عامل ايه؟
Protect the payload.
Okay. So your team is actually taking control of this thing. You don't have to push cart. You got these guys going there. Just fucking sneak your way over. Sneak your way over. Alright. You can still shoot before you go for the hook. No, you had 1 bullet left. Never mind, you're good. If you don't know, anybody here can jump on this payload, and you can jump here and make it to the high ground. You can go from here to the high ground. So honestly, if I were you, I know you're just gonna like bank on your secondary fire killing their Hanzo, but if I were you, I probably would have just hopped on the payload and hopped to the high ground and killed their Hanzo. But other than that, like, pretty standard Hog play so far. Mechanically, it's fine. I mean, other than that, Hog is just about like timing, flanking at opportune moments, taking space. I think against Ryan, honestly, I'm not a fan of gambling like when the shield's down. I think you just hook during the fire strike mostly. Literally all 4 attempts on this Roadhog or on this Ryan have been blocked. That one you just missed. And then you get dunked. I think you just reset here. Unless you can boop him off the map. But yeah, I don't like that. That's low value. This is tough. You guys are already down 2. You're gonna be down 3 now. I think I was just a complete waste of ult. That was definitely a bit of a panic ult. I mean, it's easy. I feel like you can tell just based on watching it as well. Like, sometimes watching your own VOD review, you can just notice so many things as well. Even though I'm doing it, like, you watching it with me, it was just so much easier to just tell, like, oh yeah, I totally fucked up here. And the fact that you lost that ultimate was pretty tough. Okay, so you also gamble pulled there once again, but I'm okay with that because it's like early in the fight. Oh my god. But in the middle of like a team fight, like going for those gamble pins or hooks against this Ryan has just failed like 6 times. Okay, he should die. No, don't go for, just melee him. You're wasting your hooks against this guy. That's like 7.
My warrior spirit burns.
Oh my god.
My ultimate is charging.
Okay, anyways, you have downtime. Go for a cheeky play. Go off angle somewhere. Roadhog is so powerful in that. Or you just stand here and spam the choke. That's fine too. I'm okay with this as well. But you're gonna give him a ton of ult charge. Right there, grab, just brick shield for him. Nice. That's fine. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have even hooked. I would have just stand there. That was the perfect distance for a juicy secondary fire for almost max damage. I mean, you guys still won the fight, but the hook should be near the end of the grab. Make use. They're already locked in place. You just spam the secondary fire there next time. I like this. I like this. Your team is actually gonna get owned. Yeah. I think you're going for the angle, but I'm surprised the enemy team committed to killing you guys in your spawn there. So I see your thought process there. I'm wanting to go up and flank, and then you turn around and you're like, fuck, my team's dead. And that's one of the worst things when you play like flanking style heroes like Tracer or whatever. You're trying to get in position to go on a flank, and then your team's just dead in the back. And then that's where you have to actually make an adjustment. Go for that hook to cancel it. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't bother. You're in the middle of a reload. You just have to go for that hook. He walked in front of your sight lines. That's fine. His shield's cracking. Just spam it. Spam it. Nice. You go for a hook now. That's your hook. The one time you're supposed to go for a hook, you didn't go for it. Every time the shield cucks you, and the one time you break it, you didn't go for it. Honestly, do you have any presence on the high ground here? Part of Hog's also assessing who's taking control here. Damn, nobody has control of this, which means this guy's gonna get free access. I mean, who's on your team here? Technically, I mean, your soldier is taking control of this. This is also fine, but ideally, in a perfect world, especially if you win a team fight and you know teams are gonna get stuck at a spawn, you ideally always want someone to control this space, someone to push payload, and somebody to control this space. It's like the perfect attack. One person pushes cart while the rest of the team kind of like takes space or takes presence on all directions. The fact that you guys don't have anybody here is really bad. They're probably going to retake against you if you don't do this right. Yeah, you're in trouble. You had so much time. This is like an over. Oh my god, wait, your Anna's a god. Nah, but even so, you could have caught this guy before that. Okay, the enemy team fucked up more so than anything. Shoot first. Oh my god, you got so lucky on that shot. Nice. I take it back. It's tough to one-shot the Reaper, but you did manage to get him. But definitely should secondary fire before that just to guarantee that one shot.
Score.
You know where to aim on Reaper. That's good.
Switching sides.
For those who are asking about the mask, yes, it's my allergies. Dude, I put it on again and I stopped sneezing. I put it on my nose. I'm not sneezing anymore. All you have to do is right-click hook. Yes. I look so silly with the knot over my mouth. I know, but like, I'm trying to talk for this VOD review. Also, this is mostly for my nose, for air intake. I'm not protecting anybody on the outtake because there's nobody in my room. But in public, I will never wear it like this. Don't get it mixed. Don't get it mixed. I wear it properly in public. But I just want to speak on stream, but I'm using it for air intake for my nose only because I've just been sneezing. Looking at my character from SpongeBob. I know, right? Don't be that person. I know. Minty, Mincel, thank you for the 8 months. YouTube is public. I mean, unless you guys feel like I'm breaking the internet barrier. You guys feel my air. This is the inverse of the people who wear masks only under their mouth, right? And they don't cover their nose. You smell my breath? Does it stink? Sorry. Minty, thank you for the 8 months. But anyways, honestly, here's a play you can make on Hog. Instead of just playing up here, you hide here. Right here. This is the juice spot. This is the juicer right here, Bender, okay? You hide right here, not too close, because if you fuck up the hook, they can turn and kill you. But you just play it right here. And then you just go for the first person around this corner, and you fuck them up. If you want to play frontline this whole game because your Zarya wasn't in voice, you might as well just play a shield tank. But it's fine. That's all. I mean, it's fine. Just spam the shield. But the whole point, the whole Hog spamming shield thing is like nerfed because he has 5 shots instead of 6 now. Against 200 HP targets, I don't think you need to actually. Well, you can still move forward on the hook and stuff, but definitely go for that shot before the hook into the shot. Once again, that one you're canceling the eat, which is fine. You're gonna have to back up around this corner there. Play corner, left click spam. You're walking. I think like instinctively you like strafing into the open, even though you don't need to. You can accomplish the same thing by poking this Winston, but like jiggling in between the cadence of your shots to the right. So you go doon, right move, doon, right move, doon, right move. So like in between each shot, you get a little bit of cover. It doesn't seem like much, but it could really help minimize like little bits of poke damage. Because like every time you're shooting, you're actually walking more to the left onto the middle of the street. And I feel like you're taking like extra 100 damage when you don't need to. Because you're strafing. Like everything there could have been done by actually like playing closer to the wall still. And your supports will thank you. It's such a... Everything just butterflies chain reaction. The fact that you're taking less damage because you're jiggling means they build their ultimate slower because they're not damaging you. And then your healers don't have to stress out about healing. Yes, your healers will get their ultimate slower because you're not feeding as much, but it allows them to put their resources into somebody else. You know what I mean? It's just... Every decision you make in Overwatch affects how the rest of your team plays. I think you safe. You almost have whole Hog. Never mind. That guy just completely Super Saiyan'd your hook there. Okay. I think after you kill 5, you hear the Winston. I think you're trying to look for him right now, right? Yeah. You can go for a cheeky play here. See if you can hook him. That's okay. This is where you whole Hog. Don't let that Winston jump in. So, I think in this team fight, you should have played it like this. You know they're coming around, and you know their ultimates are coming up, right? And I know you don't want to get rocked here, so you're hugging this corner. The minute this rock comes out, you go for this whole Hog now and blast this guy off. It's going to force him to use a leap. The minute he peeks left, he gets hit by the whole Hog. He's literally forced to use his leap now, and it fucks up their entire engagement. Obviously, when you whole Hog, you always check for the stun. So obviously, it's rock and their sleep dart. But only around this corner. As long as you stay around this corner, the rock is already down. I think you just go for the whole Hog here. Because now they get the free nano and they initiate over your head. But I think, yeah, once again, if you whole Hog them, would have forced the leap and he might have fucked it up. And you actually might have been able to push him off the map if he messes up that leap. And if you did it around the corner, maybe their Ana does it a little earlier. Oh, you lost it here. That's unfortunate. But if you got it a bit earlier, you would have already gotten some value on it by wasting their initiation. Time your hook here. Nice. Nice kill. Nice aim. You can get that hook. You kill him anyways. You're fine. I think overall, your Hog gameplay, your hooks are very, very mistimed. I don't know what your hook accuracy this game, but I don't think it's above 50%. Sorry. To burst your bubble here. Okay, that thing's down there. This guy's went to the right of his shield. That was a hook opportunity. You missed a hook opportunity right there. I think you could have actually punished the Sigma. He's the first one around this corner. Like the timing against the Rhine was one thing. I already mentioned the issues with trying to hook the Rhine. I think you mostly go for the Fire Strike because you can put a shield up at any time. It's a gamble whether you hit it or not, unless he's in the middle of a Fire Strike or a charge. Or his shield is breaking. That one time his shield broke, you didn't go for the hook. Now against specifically Sigma, obviously he can't eat your hook anymore. And if he puts his shield up like this and he strafes to the right, he can't put the shield down and put it back up in time. That's a hook opportunity right there I think you missed. And it's a safe hook because you pull him around this corner and then they can't pocket him and your team actually collapses on their Sigma. This guy should be dead, I think. That guy should be dead right there. Yeah. I know you're listening for the Doom, but the Doom dies too here. Nice. The Doom fucked up his initiation anyways, but I think you guys could have killed their Sigma, and losing your tank is probably just as bad as losing their Sigma, something like that. Again, in the Graviton, you don't need to hook into the grab until the end. You hooked way too early into the grab. Just spam damage into it, hook out at the last second.
60 seconds remaining.
Look for the opportunity here. You can still shoot. You could shoot before you hook there. It's a pretty good ult still. You might get a lot of value. I think. Okay. Here's how this team fight came out. I think the decision. I think like
60 seconds.
your movement is like awkward relative to the state of the game here. Like this dragon's coming. You can hear them coming around this corner. I don't think there's any reason to play closer and go for like a 2 meter hook instead of like a 20 meter hook here. Because if you take a few steps back and you get the hook further around the corner, it forces them to round the corner and support their teammate. Versus if you just hook them here and they barely move, you just stun them for like 1.5 seconds and that's about it. Versus stunning and displacing. Because there's no displacement if you hook too close. You know they're rounding this corner. Yeah. I don't know. Like, you see what I mean? You're like walking forward. This just, there's no displacement. He just stood still for a bit for a body shot. And that's it. That's all the value you got from it. Versus if you're around this corner and you pull this Rhine close, shot him, then you whole hog. These guys aren't around the corner to support him. He's around here. You blast whole hog here. You crack a shield immediately. But instead, you also get caught in the Sigma ult because you're playing close. You know what I mean? There's so many things that went wrong because you played up in their face. Like, if I'm an Ana and their Roadhog isn't flanking and just deciding to walk in front of me, dude, it's the freest sleep, freest antis in the world. You have to be a bit more like this, like, I guess like thoroughly think out where you're playing based on your positioning. Because Hog is like that's the definition of either just straight up feeding so much ult charge or like popping off if you flank and opportunistically go at the right times. And like, I haven't seen either of that. Like whole hogging there based on the circumstances was the right call here. You don't have to drop as well. The fact that you already got blasted up here, I think, what the fuck's happening in this fight? Oh, shit. Such a long game. Like your decision here, all right, fuck it. I'm already up here. You don't need to drop. Just play here and just secondary fire away and try to see if you can get a hook. Because if you hook someone over the top, it's much more likely you'll burst them down and finish them off versus playing ground. Now you got to work against this Rhine shield. And if you hook the Rhine, there's no way he's dying because he has 2 supports alive. But if you're already up here on this angle, you can at least like go top down and hook a squishy and see if you can kill him. Which like may support your team a bit more, right? Like right here, instead of just jumping and dropping down, thinking you need to contest, just I don't know, might be able to kill his Doomfist. You gotta shoot before you hook, man. That was sometimes like you don't have the chance to, but that one for sure you totally could have. I mean, it's over now, but how long has it been? I'll watch one more gameplay, dude. This is a long ass game. Jesus. I think you just hooked the stun him out of it. I think you guys just wipe here. I'll be honest with you. Can you make it out? Ooh, wait, maybe not. Your Pharaoh's alive. Oh, Asian baby Q with the plays. He's dead. You hook him here. Oh, okay. That hook is fine because your Pharaoh unfortunately missed time like a boop. Just walk up. Just melee him. Nice. Legit reverse synergy. Okay. I see you're gonna kind of be a little sneaky here. You can do this. You have a whole hog too. Although your team does die, you better trade one back. Oh god, they noticed you. That's a pretty big whole hog though, all things considered. Like, you don't have to run into 4. The same idea is like around that corner. Like obviously you want to be sneaky and you fuck that up, fine. But now that this has happened, like your team has killed 2 in the back. They're gonna support you in a bit, but I feel like from this distance, especially because he's sucking, you kind of just play around the payload as cover. Now you're in the open. I just don't like where you're moving. Like you're running into them again. This Ryan just swings, you get rocked. Are you just gonna die here? Okay. You heal up, but you just like giving them so much ult charge. And now you decide to go around the payload for cover, and this is where you should have been at the beginning, I think. God, I don't want to know how much ult charge you just gave them all. Holy shit. Oh. Oh, okay, we're skipping. Okay, last fight, and then we're gonna give a little rundown. That's okay, that's okay. You're gonna have to get out here. Nice! That was good. That was actually a nasty hook there. Okay. So you're a little scared around the corner. I'm okay with that. Like that, you shot before that hook, much better. Because they have 6, and they you know they're gonna use some shit to take this fight. Ooh, be careful. Whole hog come in. Do you hook him out of this? Okay. Whole hog it. Whole hog it. After this. There you go. You just gotta displace him. This is the final fight. 20 seconds, basically. Come around this corner. See if you cancel the coalescence. Honestly, if I were you right there, they have that coalescence. I think you go for the flank angle and see if you can cancel it. It's a gamble, though. If you miss it, you're kind of fucked because you're going to get caught out in the right. This is where you get to just either think about... what can I do in this context of the situation? We're down 1. They have a coalescence coming out. This Ryan's going to get pocketed out of his life. I think you go for the gamble around this corner and hook him out of it, in all honesty. Even without seeing how the rest of the fight played out, that's probably what went on in my head right there. I probably would have just been like, fuck it, because this... It pulls him off your teammate, sure, but there's no way this guy's dying. Absolutely no way. Yeah, he's full health again. And if you get that flank pull in the Mora and you kill her, because like they don't follow up, then you just take a breather and sneak off and walk up here. Then all of a sudden, their Ryan doesn't get the pocket, and all of a sudden 2 people are gonna have to turn around and pay attention to you. Whenever I play against 6 or any hogs that are dominating in a game, it's because they go on these flanks when they're down, and then they still turn fights around because they kill one off the flank and they escape with take a breather, and they're forcing me as an Anna or somebody else to turn around and whatchamacallit, pay attention. It like draws attention and it creates space in a way that's like more abstract than just being a Reinhardt and holding a shield in front of your team. Yes, if you're a Reinhardt and holding a shield, you take space this way, but if you survive, kill him, and you're up here, you're taking space in a way where like this entire area is yours because you're up on the spot. And I just know this from my POV as a support. I'm like, dude, somebody please, this hog is behind me. I need more than one person to turn around because I cannot deal with a hog alone. So by default, killing one support, standing here will draw attention from 2 people, almost always. And that will, in essence, buy your team time to come out. And I don't think I've seen, like, there's times, I don't think I've seen you do it. I know you're trying to play more with your team here, but half the battle of hog is recognizing when it's appropriate. Obviously, you can't do it every time. If you're permanently flanking, you get flamed. Like, if you flanking at the right times is so powerful and almost essential in Overwatch ranked, in my opinion. It's such an easy, abusable way to climb the ladder because a lot of people don't check for them. The problem is if you do it too much and you get punished for it, you do it until it doesn't work anymore. But if it doesn't work from the get-go, you probably can't keep doing it. It's one of the reasons why, like, flanking Orisa got flamed a lot when Toaster did it. It can work sometimes, though. Don't get me wrong. You can flank on anybody. I flank on Zen sometimes, you know what I mean? I flank on Ana and go for flank nades and shit, but I do it sparingly. And I think there were parts in this game where you definitely could have done it to change the outcome of it. Nice hook here, but I think this team fight's a wash. Okay, so I think overall takeaway from this gameplay is, number 1, I think your hooks, other than the few hooks at the end, especially against the shield tanks and against the other tanks, you have to look for the opportunities. I think there's times where you're trying to like, they were just gamble hooks, as I said a million times with the Rhine. Then there's times where you have to recognize that those small windows appear for a moment and then they disappear. There's moments where that Sigma had a shield up straight to the right and he didn't retake his shield. So there's a chance to pull him there. There's times where the Rhine fire strikes. There's times when the Rhine shield breaks, you go for the hooks there. But I think in the moment you kind of forgot about that. So I'm just putting that reminder in your head. You obviously know that kind of concept. You watch a lot of Overwatch, so you know there are the right times. It's just harder to recognize in the game. But if I remind you, it'll help you like think through it a bit more next time. Number 2, your positioning before the hooks. There's a lot of times where you're kind of like just walking up and just going for the quick hook for like literally like less than 1 meter distance, and it's just like basically a 1.5 second stun, and that's about it, instead of actually using the displacement. Especially if you're hooking a tank. If you're hooking a squishy to stun and kill them, that's fine, but you're usually like matching up with them right in their face, and you're just hooking the Rhine and moving him 1 meter, and all he does is just put a shield up and wait for his team to heal. And it's tough, especially because you don't have comms where like that one hook gets your team to like react and pile on them. You have to account for like if you hook them from a long distance, after the hook sound connects, your team has time to respond to it. If there's distance between you and the target, there's that time between the target reaching you and before they can get back to your team, which gives your team more time to respond and follow up on a target you hooked. So if you hook them too close and they're not a squishy target, like there's no time. The Rhine just puts up a shield and your team can't react to it. Number 3. What was I going to say? I think the whole hogs were like, okay, based on the context, but I think there's a few opportunities where you could have used it a bit more. And then number 4, I think you're missing on opportunities to flank, especially on a hero like this. This is a complete opposite style of Rhine, where I think there are times you could gamble and go for them. Like overall, like Roadhog mechanics are fine. Like you know how to hook, you know how to aim for the most part, but climbing as this hero is like more about taking those opportunities that present themselves in you, and it's hard to recognize those opportunities unless you like see them in these VODs or like, you know, someone points them out. And I mean, you have to do it in the real game and notice these moments right away. But I guess with stuff like numbers disadvantage is even more important to flank and neutralize the advantage the enemies have. If the enemy gets a pick, you can go around this corner, counter pick, and draw attention away from your team. Like that kind of thing should be sticking up in your head like that. And what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Hold on, what did you say? You're queued up with your Asian barbecue, Anamora, and your captain, so I was hoping they would follow up a bit more. Yeah, but you also have to give your team more time to follow up, which is hence the importance of your starting position when you get the hook. Because obviously, if you pull them from a farther distance, your team has more time to turn around, like an extra few hundred milliseconds to turn around and respond to the target. And if they're further displaced from the enemy team has to like come around the corner and support them. So I think if you're going to go for the starting hook on a tank, you have to do it from an off angle or some way to like, you know, pull them away. But anyways, does that make sense? I think it mostly makes sense. And yeah, I think that's it. Chat, guess the rank, and then that's it for this VOD review. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff about Roadhog. Hopefully it should be valuable for most people. I think the biggest thing is just like your like hook recognition. You miss so many hooks, and then number two, I think just looking for those opportunities when it's flank. I think you should just try flanking a few times in the next few games, figure out what works and what doesn't, and then it'll become a lot more natural over time. That'll probably be the biggest thing to help you climb. Chat's guessing gold, plat, gold. Thank you. Always love your VOD reviews. Yeah, hopefully that was helpful. TW Beast, thank you for the 7-month resub. Yo, lit. Thank you, TW Beast. 1800 plat. Most people are saying plat, gold. All right. What's your SR? Silver? No. 3.4K peak. This game is still 3K. Trying Roadhog and comp for like the second time. Yeah. It didn't feel comfortable on it. And you have to shoot before you hook. God, that is so important. It is just a free animation cancel. Like the fact that you could just like it's actually like the animation cancel for right click into hook is instantaneous. Instantaneous. And it helps so much with securing a kill, especially if they're 250 health. But yeah. All right. I didn't know it was an animation. I thought you had to finish, which is why I didn't do it a lot. No. You definitely shoot before you hook. If you have the ammo to do it, you should do it almost every time. That makes a big difference.